And isn't it our turn now? Won't our alliance with Thrawn finally bring us into power?
Hello there, this is Darth Christensen and welcome to another Star Wars video. And today I wanted to share my theories about what I think is going to happen in Ahsoka Season 2 and how it will affect the Mandoverse of Star Wars in general. So it's already been in a whole year since the first season of Ahsoka came out, and I absolutely loved it. I loved every minute of it because it adds extra lore onto the more interesting aspects of Star Wars, like the Jedi and the Force. You get more lore surrounding these Night Sisters that came from this other galaxy and came to our galaxy with the space whales, and it gave more her extra development to Ahsoka, and it also introduced Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati, who are two awesome new Dark Jedi characters. But and the first season ended with Ezra escaping on Thrawn's Chimera Star Destroyer, but Ahsoka and Sabine got left behind. So, ever since season 1 ended, I've been craving what I think is going to happen next with season 2, and that's what this video is going to be about. So, Peridea is obviously a very interesting planet in it because it's in a whole other galaxy. And it's where it's not only where the Night Sisters came from, but it's also where the presence of the Mortis Gods from Clone Wars season 3 are strong. You can see that very strongly when Baylan Skoll is standing on the statue of the father, the son, and the destroyed statue of the daughter. Interestingly enough, and so right off the bat, here's my theory about what Baylan's searching for. He told Shin that he's sick of the Jedi. He's sick of the endless cycle of war. Her being responsible. He's sick of the Jedi being responsible for the endless cycle of war. And he wants to end it by finding the beginning, which is this force entity on Peridea. And now we know that he's looking for something related to Mortis. So I got two theories about that. One, I think Baylan's being called to a gateway to the world between worlds, so he can enter Mortis. Or her two, I actually think Baylan's being seduced by the son of Mortis. I actually think Baylan's being seduced by the son of Mortis because he's the living embodiment of the dark side. And I think maybe the son has to corrupt Baylan and try to take over the galaxy with him, just like he tried to do it with Anakin. But then Anakin's Force Ghost will have to step in. And he will have to try to convince Baylan to completely replace the son, because as Anakin has replaced the father and Ahsoka is the daughter. All they need is just one more slot for the Mortis Gods to fill. And I think that either Baylan or Shin could be the son, because they're the only two dark side users. They're the only two dark side users on Peridea at the moment. And going back to, I definitely think that Anakin has replaced the father because he's the balance in the Force. Anakin's been both light and dark. And he showed it here earlier in this season of Ahsoka when he was training Ahsoka in the World Between Worlds, and he was showing little glimpses of Vader here and there. So, that's why I think Anakin's replaced the father, and he's calling out to Baylan to replace the son. If the son of Mortis even is going to come back at all, I really hope he does, because it would be cool to see Sam Witwer playing him in live action. And so for some other things that are going on in Peridea, Sabine has unlocked her Force power, so I think Ahsoka is definitely going to train her a lot more with some guidance from Anakin's Force Ghost. And also, regarding Shin Hati, ever since Baylan abandoned her, Shin's been kind of on her own, and she joined the Red Bandits on Peridea. Maybe he either is going to lead them and try and hunt down Baylan, or maybe she's just going to be the leader of the Tusken Raiders of Peridea, and she's going to come back and fight him. She's going to come back and fight Ahsoka and Sabine a lot more, and come back and fight Ahsoka and Sabine a lot more. And I've been thinking a lot that maybe Ahsoka will actually help Shin towards the light side. Because I propose that maybe Ahsoka will use Force psychometry to look into Shin's past, Shin's past of how Baylan saved her from the Empire. Baylan saved her from the Empire in the past. I have a whole separate video on that coming soon, so stay tuned for that. But going back to Shin, I think she definitely should get some more her development on Peridea, because I think he should get more development in season two because she's a really cool character and I really hope to see more of her, and also she's the hottest woman in Star Wars, period. But Sabine's really hot too, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, I think that with Ahsoka training Shin, I think maybe that they're all gonna that her, Sabine, and Shin are all gonna work together to try and find Baylan and see what he's up to. Try to find Baylan and see what he's up to. So they all feel the same call of the Mortis Gods. They all feel the same call of the Mortis Gods, and they will be drawn to the same Mortis God temple that Baylan was looking for. And maybe by then, and the sun will have already corrupted Baylan. So Anakin has no choice but to destroy the sun, and then Baylan has to replace the sun, and then we get an emotional goodbye between Shin and Baylan. Or maybe the sun possesses Sabine, and that gets into like a huge conflict of Sabine struggling with her dark side tendencies, which is part of the reason why Ahsoka didn't want to train her in the first place. So, but it's all very interesting, and I think maybe Ahsoka, Sabine, Shin, Huyang will all get guidance from Anakin's Force Ghost because he's the new father, and then Anakin will show them a way through the world between worlds, which is a portal back to her known galaxy, which brings me to my theories about how everything going on with Thrawn. So Thrawn's currently on Dathomir, building a whole army of zombie Night Sisters with the Great Mothers, and since Ezra's already gotten back, I think he should probably like train Jason Solo, and maybe he'll team up with Luke Skywalker soon. So that way, when Ahsoka, Sabine, Shin, and Huyang all get back to our galaxy, Luke will team up with Ahsoka to fight Thrawn. That I think would be really cool. So, but yeah, those are some of my main theories for Ahsoka season 2. I'm so excited to see what Dave Filoni brings next to the table because Ahsoka was phenomenal. It's my favorite live action Star Wars show that they've done, and I really can't wait to see what happens next on Peridea with Ahsoka and Sabine finding Baylan, Shin getting more development, expanding more her and Anakin's role as the father, and also everything going on with Thrawn in our galaxy. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below. What are some things that you think are going to happen in season 2 of Ahsoka? And let me know and comment on any of my theories as well. Hope you guys enjoyed. May the Force be with you always. I love Shin Hati.
The one we've been looking for.
How do you know this?
He knows the ways of the Force. He's been trained to use the dark side.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.